Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be making a list of the most annoying things in GTA Online. Now, this isn't about other players or things like that. This is completely gameplay features, so things that happen within the game, not things that other players do. I'll make a completely separate video on the most annoying players in the game. This is solely just gameplay features, and I think I've got about 13 on this list. I know it's a bit of a weird number, but that's all the things I've managed to come up with. And also, I've tried to put this list into some kind of order, so the most annoying things will be towards the end of the list, and we'll be starting off with the least annoying things. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so coming in at 13th place is when you go to register as a CEO and it says SecuroServ is currently unavailable. I really don't understand why this happens. This also can happen with your MC as well. It will say your MC president is unavailable. And also when you're purchasing ammo, you go to the interaction menu and you go to try to purchase ammo, and then there'll be this little padlock symbol meaning that you can't purchase it. Usually this only lasts about maybe 10 to 20 seconds, so it's not that annoying, but it just shouldn't happen. So it's like a minor inconvenience. It usually resolves itself in about 10 or 20 seconds, but in some cases I have had to end up waiting around sort of almost a minute for it to actually unlock again. Okay, so in 12th place on this list we have NPC gangs, and the main one being that this gang that tends to hang around in this area right here, outside most people's import-export warehouse. If you fire just one bullet into the air, as you can see, all of them start shooting you and they gun you down almost immediately. This can be really annoying because, as I said, it's right outside the vehicle import-export warehouse. So if you're being chased by enemies and you're trying to shoot them, or other players are trying to shoot you, you go to shoot them and then this gang starts shooting at you as well. And doesn't matter how many times you kill them, you can literally wipe all of them out, but they'll just keep respawning, they just keep coming back, and it is quite annoying, especially when you're doing a mission, because you've got enemies shooting at you and maybe even other players shooting at you. So you go to defend yourself and then this gang starts attacking you all at once. Okay, so next on the list is going to be NPC enemy accuracy. And this is where the enemies you're shooting, which are NPCs, have really good aim and accuracy and hit you every time. So as you can see there, they are all pretty much blind firing at me because I couldn't hit them, they're behind cover, and they kill me instantly. And again here, I know there's more of them than me, but still the accuracy is quite over the top. So I'm going to shoot them and within a couple seconds I'm dead again. And this one here, this one's probably even worse. It's that mission with the import-export where you have to chase a crewman to the hideout. And again, that guy behind the crewman, he was just blind firing at me and he knocks off half my health with perfect accuracy. And again, look, I'm shooting at them, I'm headshotting them, and before I've even got a chance to shoot, I'm dead. And sometimes if this mission spawns in a different location, it can be even worse, because before you've even got there, you'll be like 100 yards away in a car and they'll already be hitting you with pretty good aim. So this is why this is really annoying. And if you've got a Kuruma, it makes it much easier because the Kuruma is sort of almost resistant to bullets. So you can just go up to them and sort of pick them off one by one with your AP pistol. But anyway, this is definitely a good example of how overpowered and broken the AI accuracy can be in this game. Okay, so next on this list is when you go to start up a VIP work or a MC contract, and you're greeted with the notification saying that this VIP work cannot run as there's already a session-wide activity running. I'm pretty sure that almost everyone who does VIP work or just money grinding in general finds this message really frustrating, because it means that you can't start up your job. You have to wait for the other person to finish their job, and it doesn't matter what job they're doing. They could be doing headhunter, or they could be doing a job that takes ages, especially if it's piracy prevention. That takes 10 minutes. You just have to sit there waiting around for 10 minutes until their job finishes in order to start up yours. And not only that, this whole one job per session thing doesn't even make sense. Why can you have multiple people selling cargo or doing crates or doing MC missions, like, say, resupplying their businesses, but you can only have one VIP work or one client job going during the whole session? Wouldn't it be better if you could have maybe 4 or 5 running at the same time? Like, I'm pretty sure it'd work if you had, say, someone doing headhunter while the other person does sightseer, and then someone else could be doing diamond shopping. And I'm pretty sure these jobs wouldn't interfere with each other because they're all separate. Like, I'm pretty sure you could easily have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 jobs running at the same time, and it wouldn't interfere with the session or sort of cause any lag or connection problems. So it should definitely be that you should be able to do more than one VIP work, because that way anyone who's waiting to do their job wouldn't have to wait until you've finished yours. In 9th place on this list is going to be NPC drivers. Now, I don't even think this one even needs an explanation, because anyone who plays GTA knows how annoying the AI drivers in this game can be. For example, take a look at this. I switch lanes and all of a sudden this AI decides that he wants to be in my lane as well, swerves, and I end up crashing into him. Now, this is something that will happen on quite a regular basis. You'll be driving down the road, and then, as you can see here, this AI turns just as I'm trying to overtake. I know I was trying to overtake on the wrong side, but still, it is quite annoying when you're trying to drive and one just decides to pull out in front of you, swerve into your lane, crash into you. Now, this wasn't really a big problem until import-export came out, because when you're getting shot at and you're trying to deliver the car, the AI drivers panic and they swerve like that, for example. He just swerved right across the road into my lane. And look at this, they're all panicking, they swerve into your lane. Look, that one, for example, that one there. It's almost impossible to get past them without being crashed into. It's ridiculous. The AI driving in this game is absolutely fucking dreadful. Like, I'm trying to drive, this one here decides to do a U-turn. It's just absolute chaos. This really does need to be fixed. Next on this list is we have the mechanic, and while the mechanic is a really convenient way of getting your vehicles, there's still problems. One being that when you call for your vehicle, it doesn't tend to spawn right next to you. It often spawns sort of halfway down the street or across the block or even on top of a bridge, so you have to somehow climb up there to get your vehicle. Here's an example right now. I call for one of my vehicles and it spawns all the way over there around the corner. This can be quite annoying because this happens quite a lot and you usually have to end up running to get your vehicle. And another problem with the mechanic is that for some reason you have to actually be standing on a road to get the vehicle. Like, if you're out in the desert and you're just next to a road, even if you're literally within like 5 metres from the road, the mechanic will say, I can't get your ride over there, and you'll have to actually run over to the road in order to get your vehicle.
You're gonna have to do it out for now. I can't get over there.
So as you can see, I'm literally right next to this road, but the mechanic decides that he can't get my vehicle over there. Coming in at the number 7 spot, we have NPC Phone Calls. And this is when random AIs just ring you and they don't really have anything relevant to say and then they just hang up after a few seconds.
Why you not?
Fuck off.
Come on, bud. You missed.
And again, fuck off.
I'll speak to you soon.
That's a hat trick. Fuck off.
Hey, it's your friend.
Just fuck off.
But seriously though, I'm pretty sure that's how most of us end up reacting after receiving probably more than 20 of those annoying phone calls per day. And the thing is, you can't even disable them, you just have to put up with them. There's nothing really you can do. And in 6th place, we have Simeon, yet again, who seems to request about 90% of all vehicles on the streets of Los Santos, meaning that whenever you get into a Simeon car, you receive an instant 2-star wanted level and a message saying that Simeon wants this vehicle. This can be really annoying because if you've lost your personal vehicle, let's say it's been blown up or impounded, so you steal a vehicle off the street and you get an instant wanted level and the cops seem to be right round the corner. This is all because Simeon wants this vehicle. Personally, I think Simeon should just go and fuck himself, and I'm pretty sure most of you will agree with me here. At number 5, we have loading screens. Now, I couldn't make a list of the most annoying things in GTA Online without discussing the loading screens. And for a game that's been out for 6.5 years now, you'd think they'd fix this, but obviously not. But it doesn't always take long. Sometimes when you're switching sessions or just joining the game, you might be waiting maybe 30 seconds in a loading screen, but when it decides not to work, you could be waiting ages and ages just looking above the city in the clouds. And even after all that waiting, sometimes you just get greeted with a black screen saying there's been an error joining a session or a timed out loading session, and you'll just get kicked back into single player. And the loading screen problem can also happen even if you're already in a session, because if you're trying to get into your office or you're trying to get into one of your businesses, you can just be sitting there in a black screen and it might take ages. Sometimes it takes so long that you just end up quitting the game and having to restart. So loading screens are definitely one of the most annoying things in GTA Online. Next, we have those annoying enemies in blue Sultan RSs that shoot you when you're trying to deliver an import-export vehicle. This only occurs when you're the only player in a session, but it's still really annoying because those Sultans are actually really fast. So if you crash or you're not a very good driver, the chances are they're going to catch up to you. And the bullets do a lot of damage to your car. Even maybe like 3 or 4 bullets does sort of $400 or $500 damage to your car. And also, I don't really understand why they're in the game. You've stolen the car, you've fought off the enemies, and you've secured it into your warehouse. Why are there now more enemies waiting for you, and how do they even know where you are? I think this is just Rockstar's way of making sure the mission's harder, because if you're in a session with people, there's people that can grief you and take your car out. However, if you're in a session with no people, Rockstar decides to add their own griefers in to make the mission a lot harder for you. And what makes this even worse is the fact that you're getting shot at makes the AI drivers on the road panic. As I mentioned earlier, when AIs hear bullets, they start driving erratically, and usually they just end up crashing into you, which damages your car, and also that allows the enemies to catch up to you, and they just riddle your car with bullets. And if you're not careful, you can actually end up losing tens of thousands, all because of these stupid enemies that have to ruin the mission. Next, we have business raids, and business raids are by far one of the most annoying things in GTA Online, because you could be doing something, anything, and you have to drop everything to deal with these. And luckily, this was a nightclub business raid, and these ones are really easy. All you have to do is just shoot a few enemies and then take the stuff back to the nightclub. But the worst are the MC ones, where you actually have to take out a group of enemies. And the thing is, if you die just once, that's it. You usually lose all your products, which means all that time, money and grinding is all for nothing, because if you die once, that's it. Everything's gone. And you'll have to start your business all over again. And even when you've taken out the enemies, there's still that van that you have to capture. And it's quite annoying because you can't blow it up, you have to capture it. And the front windshield is sort of bulletproof, so you can't even shoot the guys out. You have to sort of park a vehicle in front and sort of try to force them to a stop. And to make it even worse, you can actually get raided with multiple businesses. You can do one business raid, complete the mission, and then after that, you might get raided a second time with a different business. And what makes it really annoying is you can get raided at any time. As long as you're registered as an MC president, the game can just raid your businesses whenever it wants. You could be in the worst situation possible, maybe fighting griefers or just driving around, and then you get a call all of a sudden from LJT telling you that your business is getting raided and you have to go and defend it. And even if you switch sessions, it doesn't work. You'll still get raided and you'll lose all your products. So you literally have no choice but to defend your business, otherwise you lose everything. And what's more, you can purchase security, but that doesn't even do anything. All it does is reduce the risk of getting raided. What's the point of paying for extra staff if all they do is reduce the raids? They don't stop the raids, they just reduce them. But anyway, I think everyone would agree that business raids are one of the most annoying things in GTA Online, and if Rockstar removed them, I don't think anyone would complain. At the number 2 spot, we have the fact that Rockstar promotes griefing and destroying cargo. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people are going to say, oh, but it's part of the game and it's okay to do it. I know it's part of the game. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be. As you can see, up the top of the map there was someone trying to sell something from their MC business. And at the top of my screen, there's a little notification telling me to destroy their cargo to earn cash and RP. I'm pretty sure everyone who likes doing MC work or cargo missions hates it when they see someone coming after their cargo and they're about to blow it up. Because think about it, imagine you've spent hours grinding for whatever it is, whether it be MC, crates, whatnot, and someone comes over and they can just destroy all of it in an instant. So how much money do you get for blowing up cargo? So what I did is I asked someone to source the cheapest crate they could so they don't lose a lot of money. And I said, can I go and blow it up just to see how much I'd get? So what they did is they went and sourced it and I waited for them to get the crate. And I'm only doing this for the purpose of this video. I don't actually promote blowing up cargo. But as you can see, I'm blowing it up. And what do I get for doing that? $2,000, that's right. You only get 2,000 for blowing up someone's cargo. And this can count towards anything. Even if it's an entire shipment that they get millions from, if you blow it up, you still only get 2k. So there's literally no incentive to do that. The only reason people do it is to grief. So basically, Rockstar just encourage and promote griefing, and which is why I really hate, and I'm pretty sure everyone else hates, this destroy cargo to earn cash and RP thing. And coming in at the number 1 spot is we have the police. Now, personally, I think the police are the most annoying thing ever in GTA Online, because you cannot escape from them. You can't play the game, you can't shoot other players, you can't do anything without the police interfering. In my opinion, the police are actually worse than tryhards and griefers, because at least with them you can go into passive mode or switch lobbies, but with the police you can't escape. There's literally nothing you can do. No matter what you do, they'll always come after you and they'll just keep respawning, and it's just a nightmare. And the thing that makes police really annoying is the fact that they have to get involved with player gunfights. And I'm pretty sure that anyone who likes fighting other players, I don't mean like griefers, I just mean people that enjoy PvP, like sniping each other, would say that the cops are definitely too intrusive, because whenever you fire one bullet, they're just there. They know exactly where you are. Even if you're on Mount Chiliad, the cops somehow know exactly where you are, and they just appear right in front of you. The police definitely are the biggest nuisance in GTA Online, because as I said before, at least you can escape from tryhards and griefers by switching lobbies. But with the police, they're always there and they'll always interfere. No matter what you do, you can't get rid of them. And I'm not saying that the police should be removed from the game. I understand that the police are a core element of the game. For example, when you're doing heists or missions, the police should come after you and you have to escape the wanted level. That makes perfect sense. But when you're in free mode and you're just trying to have fun with other players, like shooting each other, the police should not get involved, because what's the point of it being called free mode if you get punished by the in-game AI every time you try to have fun? So just to wrap things up, the police should only come after you if you start killing NPCs or robbing a store. But if you kill another player, the police shouldn't come after you, because then it's between you and the players. That's what an online game should be. But anyway, that's my list of the most annoying gameplay features in GTA. If you enjoyed, then drop a like, and if you're new to my channel, then consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.